Investment bankers make $180,000 right out of college. They wear $2,000 suits. They work at Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. Everyone thinks they're winning. But here's the truth. Nobody tells you investment bankers make less per hour than the Starbucks barista who serves them coffee at 2 a.m. And I can prove it with math. I spent 3 weeks analyzing the actual economics of investment banking, the real hourly rates, the health costs, the divorce statistics, and what I found will make you question everything you thought you knew about prestigious careers. You're 22 years old. You just graduated from an Ivy League school. Goldman Sachs offers you a first-year analyst position. Starting salary, on $10,000. Signing bonus, $25,000. Year-end bonus, $50,000 to $70,000. Total first-year compensation, $180,000. Your parents cry tears of joy. Your college roommate is jealous. You update your LinkedIn and get 500 reactions. You made it. Here's what happens next. According to a leaked internal survey from Goldman Sachs in 2021, first-year analysts work an average of 95 hours per week. Some weeks hit 110 to 120 hours. That's 17 hours per day, 7 days a week. And this isn't a short-term sprint. This is your life for 2 to 3 years minimum, often 5 to 7 years if you stay for promotions. You will miss weddings, you will miss birthdays, you will cancel plans 2 hours before because your VP dropped a pitch book on your desk at 6 p.m. on Friday. That's due Monday morning. And the crazy part? You're not even getting rich from this. Years 1-3, ages 22, 25. Person A, banker. Works 95 hours a week, makes 180K, 200K, 250K. Saves 40K a year after NYC rent and taxes. Total saved? 120K. Total hours worked. 250 hours. Health, declining, chronic stress, no sleep, gaining weight. Person B, tech. Works 45 hours just a week, makes 150K, 80K, 220K, saves 40K a year. Total saved, 195K. Total hours worked. 6,150 hours. Health, good. Gym 3 weeks a week, 8 hours sleep. Side projects, built and sold app for 30K. Years 4-7, ages 26 and 29. Person A, banker. If they survive, promoted to associate. Now making 300K, 400K, still working 80 plus hours a week, saved another 200K, total 320K. Relationships, failed. 52% divorce rate for finance. Hobbies, none. Last vacation, can't remember person B, tech. Senior engineer making 250K, 300K. Works 50 hours a week. Saved another 280K, total 415K. Learned Python, started side business making 40K a year. Got equity in startup, potential 200K plus exit, traveled to 15 countries, in healthy relationship. By age 30, person B has more money, more skills, better health, actual relationships, and memories that don't involve Excel spreadsheets at 3 a.m. Person A has $320,000 and the early stages of an anxiety disorder. According to Goldman's own internal survey, 77% of analysts rated their mental health as poor or very poor. The average analyst sleeps 5 hours per night. Investment banking has the highest substance abuse rate of any white-collar profession. You're not building wealth. You're trading your life force for a paycheck that sounds impressive until you do the actual math. So if the math is this bad, why do smart people still take these jobs? Because investment banking isn't selling you a job. It's selling you an identity. And there are 3 psychological traps that keep you locked in. Investment banking sits at the peak of the prestige hierarchy. It's not just a job. It's a signal that you're elite. You won. You're special. This status is addictive. When you post your Goldman Sachs offer on LinkedIn, you get a dopamine hit from every like and congratulatory comment. Your brain literally gets high on the validation. But here's the dark secret. That status only exists in a tiny bubble. Outside of finance and consulting circles, nobody cares. The barista doesn't care. Your Uber driver doesn't care. Your future spouse doesn't care that you worked 100-hour weeks to impress people you don't even like. You sold your 20s for a LinkedIn flex. Let's say you survive year 1. It was hell. You gained 25 pounds, you developed insomnia, your relationship ended because you were never available, but now you're being promoted. Your salary jumps to $300,000. Your bonus could be $150,000. You're making $450,000 per year. Surely now it was worth it, right? This is the sunk cost fallacy. You've already sacrificed 2 years. If you quit now, those sacrifices were for nothing. so you stay. Year 3, you're making $500,000. Year 5, $700,000. The money keeps growing, but so does the trap. Every year makes it harder to leave because you've invested so much already, but here's what they don't tell you during recruiting. Only 1% of analysts ever make it to managing director, where you actually get rich, making $2 million to $10 million per year. The other 99% burn out, get pushed out, or quit by year 7. Damaged, but not wealthy. After 3 years in banking, you don't just work in finance. You are a banker. Your entire identity is your job. Your friends are all bankers. Your self-worth is tied to your deal flow. Your hobbies? You don't remember having hobbies. You haven't read a book for pleasure in 3 years. This is why so many bankers who quit have identity crises. They leave and realize, I don't know who I am without this job. They built their entire personality around something that was destroying them. Let's talk about the costs that don't show up on your W-2. Chronic sleep deprivation, getting 5 hours a night for years, doesn't just make you tired. It increases your risk of heart disease by 48%, diabetes by 33%, and early death by 15%. You're literally shortening your life. You're trading years of your future for money today. When Goldman's analysts reported 77% poor mental health, that's not just feeling stressed. That's clinical anxiety, depression, and substance abuse. Many turn to Adderall to stay awake during 18-hour days, alcohol or Xanax to fall asleep. This isn't productivity. It's managed deterioration. Investment banking has the highest divorce rate of any profession, 52.9%. Higher than police officers, higher than military personnel. Try maintaining a relationship when you can't commit to plans more than 2 hours in advance, when you're canceling dates at 7:45 p.m. because your VP just sent you a deck to rebuild. Your friendships decay. Your family gives up inviting you to events because you always say, maybe, and then don't show. You become the person who's too busy for everything that actually matters. Here's what nobody tells you. Investment banking doesn't teach you that many valuable skills. You get really good at Excel, PowerPoint, and working on no sleep. But you're not learning how to code. You're not learning how to build products. You're not learning how to manage teams. If you decide at 30 that you want to switch careers, start a business, move to tech, do anything else, you're basically starting over. Meanwhile, people who went into tech have been building compound skills for 8 years. They can code, design products, understand AI, manage teams. You can make a sick pitch deck, though. You'll make more money, work half the hours, and actually build skills that matter in 2025. If you're already in banking, 2 years is the sweet spot. It proves you can handle pressure. It opens doors. It looks good on a resume. But 3, 4, 5 years, you're just damaging yourself for diminishing returns. The market values banking experience. You can lateral into corporate finance, FP&A at a tech company, startup CFO roles, or even venture capital with just 2 years. You don't need to destroy yourself for 7. If you're going to stay, set your exit number before you get trapped. How much do you need to save to walk away and never look back? Maybe it's $300,000. Maybe it's $500,000. Maybe it's $1 million. Write it down. Tell someone. Make it real. Because the golden handcuffs only get tighter with every promotion. The $300K salary becomes $500K, becomes $800K, and suddenly you feel like you can't leave. But if you define your number in advance, you can escape before the trap closes completely. Here's the final truth that will set you free. When you're 45 years old, lying in bed thinking about your life, you won't remember the pitch books. You won't remember the all-nighters. You won't remember impressing people at networking events. You'll remember the relationships you neglected, the hobbies you never started, the version of yourself you could have become if you hadn't sold your 20s for status. Investment banking isn't evil. For the right person, someone who genuinely loves finance, who wants to be in PE long-term, who goes in with eyes wide open, it can work. But for most people, it's a trap disguised as an opportunity, a golden cage that looks like success from the outside, but feels like prison from the inside. The industry has spent decades selling you a lie. That suffering equals success. That prestige equals happiness. that if you just grind hard enough, sacrifice enough, you'll eventually earn the right to enjoy your life. But life doesn't work like that. You don't get these years back. You can't buy back your 20s with $1 million at 40. So ask yourself, do you want to be the person with the impressive LinkedIn who sacrificed everything for status? Or do you want to be the person who built a life they actually want to live? Because 10 years from now, you'll either thank yourself for having the guts to walk away from the golden cage, or you'll regret staying in it for someone else's definition of success. If this video woke you up to what investment banking actually costs, hit that subscribe button. Because next, I'm breaking down the careers that actually make you rich and let you keep your soul. Watch this video on the jobs that pay $300K with 40-hour weeks, the options nobody tells you about. Your future self will thank you for clicking.